Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt your knees wobble just a little? Or reached for the top shelf and realized your balance isn't what it used to be? Maybe you shrugged it off, thinking, well, that's just part of getting older. But what if I told you that noticing those tiny moments could actually be the first step to gaining more confidence in your health? You see, I've spent years working with older adults, people in their 60s, 70s, even 90s, and the one thing that makes the biggest difference in their independence isn't some fancy supplement or strict diet plan. It's something much simpler and way more powerful: knowing your body. Really knowing it. The way you might know the rhythm of your favorite song or the feel of your favorite chair. It means paying attention to the way your body moves, noticing what feels off before it turns into something serious, and understanding how to respond with care instead of fear. That's what we're going to talk about today. I want to walk with you through a skill that I believe is foundational for anyone over 60. It's called body awareness, or as some physical therapists like to call it, physical literacy. Now, before we go any further, I want to ask you something. Have you found yourself avoiding certain movements lately? Maybe you don't bend down to pick up something off the floor like you used to. Maybe you hold onto the rail, even when you feel steady enough to take the stairs without it. Those aren't just habits. They're messages. Your body is trying to tell you something. And here's the good news. When you learn to listen to those messages, your confidence doesn't just come back, it grows stronger. You start moving with more ease, more freedom, and yes, more joy. So take a moment and think. What's one change you've noticed in your body this past year? Maybe it's something small, a little stiffness, a bit of hesitation. Whatever it is, you're not alone. And the more we talk about these things, the easier it gets for all of us. Let's dive in. Physical literacy isn't about becoming athletic. It's about knowing how your body functions in daily life. Think of it like learning the alphabet, but instead of letters, you're learning movements. Movements like standing up from a chair, reaching overhead, balancing on one foot, or sitting down into a squat. It's like having a map of your own physical landscape. When you know where the bumps are, you stop tripping over them. You adjust. You strengthen. You prepare. One of my clients, Ellen, used to joke that her body had a mind of its own. She was 74 when we started working together. She loved to garden, but had started dreading the simple act of kneeling down. She said, "I just feel stuck when I try to get back up. Like my knees won't listen." So we started small. We practiced sitting and standing without using her hands. At first, she needed a little support. But after a couple of weeks, she didn't. A few weeks later, she was back to pulling weeds, kneeling and standing with confidence. Not because she turned into an athlete, but because she tuned in. So let's walk through the movements I often recommend for building this awareness. These are foundational. You don't need any fancy equipment. Just your body, a safe space, and a few minutes of curiosity. The first one, standing up from a chair without using your hands. Try it now if you're in a safe place. Sit on a firm chair. Place your feet under your knees. Now stand up using only your legs. What do you notice? Is it easy? A little shaky? Did you lean way forward? Did one side feel stronger than the other? This isn't a test. It's a mirror. It shows you how your legs are doing, how your balance feels, and how engaged your core is. And if it feels harder than you expected, that's okay. That's information. That's your starting point. Because this movement matters. You do it dozens of times a day. From the toilet. From the car. From the couch. If it starts feeling unsteady and you don't notice, you start compensating, pushing off with your hands, leaning your weight forward too much. And over time, that can lead to poor posture, fatigue, or even falls. I had a client named Robert. He was 68, still working part-time, and loved doing projects around the house. But he had a minor fall stepping off his porch. When we looked at his movements, we realized he hadn't been using his legs fully when standing up for years. His body had slowly shifted the load to his arms and back. And when he needed his legs to catch him that day on the porch, they just weren't ready. That's why these little things matter. When you catch them early, you have more time to rebuild. Now let's talk about the second movement, sitting into a squat or a low seat. Most people think of squatting as something young athletes do at the gym. But in reality, it's something we all do every day. Sitting down at the table, getting into the car, picking up something from a lower drawer. If you avoid it long enough, you lose it. But here's the beauty of the body. It can relearn. At any age. It just needs a gentle nudge. Try this. Stand at your kitchen counter, feet hip-width apart. Lightly hold the edge for support. Slowly bend your knees and lower your body just a few inches. Keep your chest lifted. Then come back up. That's it. That's the start of rebuilding your squat. You might feel a little wobbly. You might feel stiff. That's okay. Just like a garden left untended, your body may need a little weeding and watering. But with practice, you'll feel stronger, more stable, and more in control. The third movement, balancing on one foot. Now this one can catch people by surprise, because we don't usually think about balance until it's gone. But walking is really just controlled falling. One foot catches you, then the next. If your single leg balance is weak, even walking can start to feel risky. Try this. Stand behind a chair, hold on with one hand, and lift one foot just an inch off the floor. How long can you hold it without wobbling? 5 seconds. 10. More? If it feels challenging, don't be discouraged. You're not broken. You're just getting feedback. Balance is like any other skill. The more you practice it, the better it gets. One of my clients, Frank, told me he stopped going to his favorite cafe downtown because he was nervous about the uneven sidewalk. So we worked on balance. 10 seconds a day, then 20, then adding a bit of movement. A month later, he walked to that cafe without hesitation. And he said something I'll never forget. It's not just about not falling. It's about feeling like I belong in the world again. That's what we're aiming for. Not perfection, not performance, just connection, trust, confidence. And in the next part, we'll look at the fourth key movement, reaching both arms overhead. We'll also talk about how these small physical changes affect your energy, your independence, and even your sleep. So stay with me. We're just getting started. So, let's pick up right where we left off, your body, your confidence, and that next essential movement, reaching both arms overhead. Now, this one might not sound like much at first. I mean, who thinks about stretching their arms up unless they're waving or trying to grab something off a high shelf, right? But here's the thing. When we stop reaching up, we stop waking up certain parts of the body that keep us mobile, strong, and steady. Shoulder mobility is a little like your favorite spice in the kitchen. You don't use it every day, but when you need it, nothing else will do. And if it sits too long and used, it hardens, clumps, and loses its strength. Your shoulders are the same way. When you reach overhead, say, to hang up a coat, get a bowl from the cupboard, or even stretch when you wake up, those joints are reminded they still have a job. But if you avoid that movement day after day, the muscles around your shoulders tighten up, your posture changes, and the body slowly forgets how to move freely. One woman I worked with, her name was Teresa, she was 69, told me she hadn't raised both arms fully above her head in years. Not because she couldn't, but because she hadn't needed to. Until one day she tried to get a suitcase down and pulled a muscle. Her body panicked in that moment because it wasn't prepared. We worked on simple, gentle overhead stretches. No weights, no resistance, just controlled movement. And you know what she said after a few weeks? I don't just reach better. I breathe better. That's no coincidence. When your shoulders are tight, your chest closes. When your chest closes, your lungs don't expand the same way. You end up breathing shallower, and that can affect everything from your energy to your sleep. So here's something you can try. Stand tall, maybe next to a wall for safety. Take a deep breath in, and slowly raise both arms out to the side and up overhead, like you're making a big circle. Stop if you feel any pain, but notice how far you can go. Can you get your biceps close to your ears? Do your arms feel even, or does one side struggle? Again, this isn't a test. It's a conversation with your body. The more often you have it, the better you'll understand what it needs. Now, I want to bring this all together. We've talked about 4 foundational movements: standing up without hands, squatting gently, balancing on one foot, and reaching overhead. These may seem simple, but combined, they are like a secret handshake between you and your body. A daily reminder that you are still in control, that your independence is still within reach. And here's something many people don't realize. Body awareness isn't just about preventing falls or injury. It's about quality of life. When you start noticing how you move, everything shifts. You might start brushing your teeth while standing on one foot, or reaching a little higher to dust that picture frame, or squatting to tie your shoe instead of sitting on the edge of the bed. These micro-movements build strength and confidence every single day. And more than that, they give you options. I had a client once say, "I don't need to run marathons. I just want to be able to put my groceries away without needing help." That's the heart of this whole thing. When your body moves well, you live well. You might even find your mood improving. There's actually science behind this. When your body feels more capable, your brain releases more feel-good chemicals. Your nervous system calms down. You start sleeping deeper, digesting better, laughing more. Because confidence isn't just a thought. It's a feeling in your bones, your muscles, your breath. It's the moment you realize, I can do this. I didn't think I could, but I just did. So what now? You don't have to do all 4 movements every day. Start with 1. Maybe today you try standing up without using your hands. Tomorrow, balance on 1 foot while brushing your teeth. The day after, reach overhead a few times before breakfast. Consistency beats intensity. Always. And if one day doesn't go well, maybe your knees feel stiff or your balance is off, that's okay. That's part of the process. Your body is always talking to you. Even on the harder days, it's giving you clues. It's inviting you to pay attention. If you're wondering how long it takes to feel a difference, most people I work with start noticing changes in 2 to 4 weeks. Not dramatic changes, but meaningful ones. Less fatigue when climbing stairs. Better posture when walking. More confidence stepping into the shower or getting in and out of the car. Over a month or 2, you might find yourself saying yes to more things. Meeting friends for lunch. Joining that Tai Chi class. Planting something new in the garden. That's the power of body awareness. It opens doors, literally and metaphorically. So let me ask you this. What door would you love to reopen in your life? Is it dancing again? Traveling without hesitation? Sleeping better? Share it in the comments. Someone else out there is probably dreaming of the same thing. And if this video gave you something helpful, an idea, a reminder, even just a nudge, maybe send it to someone you care about. Someone who's been feeling a little stuck, a little unsure. Someone who just needs to hear, hey, your body still wants to work with you. You're not broken. You're not too late. You haven't missed your chance. You are still learning, still growing, still moving. And your body? It hasn't given up on you. Maybe it's just been waiting for you to notice it again. I'm proud of you for taking the time today. For choosing curiosity over fear. Awareness over avoidance. That choice matters. You matter. Now go ahead, stand up tall. Take a deep breath. Reach for that top shelf. Balance. Even for just 3 seconds. Whatever you choose today, let it be a step back into confidence. You've got this. I believe in you.